their job in an election, so they're just doing whatever he says, which is the worst possible thing, because that's cult and dictatorship. Jesus Christ, you don't see that?
Imagine being a fully grown adult losing your mind at high school students over politics. You need serious help. If there's one thing that should be kept out of classrooms entirely, it's politics. I don't know why it's so hard for many teachers, especially nowadays, to understand that your job as a teacher isn't to be spreading your political ideologies to your students. And not only that, but getting extremely angry at any sort of disagreement with literal children. Because as we're about to see, we're going to be taking a look at a video that recently went viral where a teacher had a complete and utter meltdown over politics, specifically in the US, berating, verbally assaulting, and reprimanding anybody talking back. And without further ado, let's take a look.
California the other day, and they turned on the water that he said they weren't turning on from the north, and that's why the fires wouldn't go out. He fucking 2.2 billion gallons of water flowed from reservoirs that go to farms so that he could put it into the river to fight the fires. Except one thing, guess where those rivers don't go near? LA. The water has nothing to do with that. He just wasted 2 billion gallons of water for farms for that it didn't do anything. Idiots. Did I bring up politics? No. I'm sorry to the rest of you. It's not my job. I'm not even supposed to do it, but I'm hoping to make some sense to somebody. Jesus Christ, you guys will be able to vote next time around. If you vote Republican, you're bringing us all down. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the only thing that bothers me more than him is all the Republican senators and congressmen who just keep going along with it. It's not because they believe in it. You gotta know they don't believe in it. They don't believe in any of it. They're just afraid that he's gonna talk smack about them on Truth Social, and then they're gonna lose their job in an election. So they're just doing whatever he says.
Isn't it your job to be teaching right now? And not ranting away about the politicians you hate to your students like a lunatic? Students who are probably not even well versed enough in politics to know if what you're saying is right or wrong. Now, he even says in the video that he wasn't the one to bring up politics, but it's kind of your job as a teacher to stay on track with what you're teaching in the classroom. And maybe not devolve the class discussion into your political cope therapy session. There is no circumstance where you, as a teacher, as someone your students are supposed to look up to, should be this mentally unstable and emotionally fragile when handling classroom discussions. And it gets worse, so let's continue watching.
You gotta know they don't believe in it. They don't believe in any of it. They're just afraid that he's gonna talk smack about them on Truth Social, and then they're gonna lose their job in an election. So they're just doing whatever he says, which is the worst possible thing, because that's cult and dictatorship. Jesus Christ, you don't see that? I'm not kidding. When I say wipe that smile up, I don't care if that's a detention. I just wrote you a referral mentally. You're going to detention for bringing up politics in class. You want to go for 2?
Control yourself, man.
Yo. Excuse me? Excuse me? After all I put up with you for the last 2 years and talked you up and stood your back when they ripped you, you what? You say what?
Speaking of dictatorship, talk about having a power trip over your students in true dictator fashion. Over here handing out detentions like they're executions. 1 week detention for simply smiling, and then a complete and utter mental breakdown after being told to control himself. Yeah, this guy should definitely not be a teacher. Actually, he shouldn't be around children in general. This teacher needs to be fired immediately. What a great way to conduct a class with your students as well. Let's not encourage discussion. Let's not encourage opposing views. Anybody who dares disagree with me or speak up is banished to the detention realm without hesitation. What a fucking joke. Even being a teacher aside, how are you as a fully grown adult this emotionally sensitive as well? Let alone while talking to kids. Pathetic.
Control yourself, man.
Yo. Excuse me? Excuse me? After all Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? If I could take back your letter of recommendation from college right now, I would. You talk to me like that?
He told you to control yourself. Some pretty reasonable advice right there, considering this teacher sounds like he's about to pop a vein over this. I swear, there should be a mental health checkup and background check done on anybody who wants to be a teacher. And these checks should be performed yearly, because nobody who's mentally sound should be acting like this in a classroom. It's also funny how he says, after everything I've done for you, as if you being a teacher isn't your job, right? After I wrote that letter of recommendation, so what, that just grants you the right to treat your students like a lunatic dictator? This teacher also wants to take back that letter of recommendation, all because he was told to control himself. Essentially harm a student's future and chance at college over nothing. That's fucking wild.
If I could take back your letter of recommendation from college right now, I would. You talk to me like that? After everything I've done for you? Are you kidding me? No detention. Don't ever talk to me again personally. You can ask questions in class. You say anything in class without raising your hand, you go to detention for a week. From now on. Disrespect me like that? You got your letter, so now everything's good, right? You got your high grade on the midterm, so everything's good. Now you can treat me like that? After all I've stood up for you. You punk ass. You really gonna do that to me?
The Giga Chad face filter on this guy is just the cherry on top of it all. I can't think of a more suited face filter you could have used for this video. So there is an update as I'm recording this, and the school this happened at ended up releasing a statement about the incident. Surprise, surprise, this teacher is no longer employed over there and has resigned. Yet another video demonstrating of why it's important to keep your emotions in check. If this teacher had simply kept teaching, controlled himself, or hell, maybe even allowed a class discussion without getting emotional, all of this could have been avoided. But no, his life is now ruined. His name and face have been released, but I'm going to keep the name out of this video just for privacy reasons. All because he let his political views seep into his life, into his job, and couldn't handle any discussion, any pushback whatsoever, couldn't handle his own emotions, turning his very own students against him, children. There's a lesson to be learned here. And hopefully someone like this is not around kids in the future, because if you're acting like this, you should not have a job. And if you're in school, you need to seriously be careful with what some of these teachers are rambling about.
Control yourself, man.
Yo.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
But anyways, I think that's going to wrap up today's video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more juicy videos coming soon to the channel. And let me know what your thoughts are on this situation. I think anyone going on a rant like this in a classroom full of students should not be employed at that job ever again. But let me know. Leave a comment. Peace.